Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Paula here with Paula's Imperfect Plans. On my channel, we do all things personal finance, including cash stuffing, savings challenges, spending and expense tracking, zero-based budgeting, as we work toward our financial goals. And today we are going through our weekly spending tracking. So this is a continuation of the pay period where I did not pull out cash for all of these things and tried it a little bit differently just to have it, I don't know, I just decided to try something different and see how it worked. So we'll go through the expenses and I'll kind of show you how I tracked it a little bit. I'm chuckling because we overspent. Look at us. Okay, so $69.86. I went to Walmart. Some were groceries, some was drinks, and some was planning. So I know I took $5 out of the planning envelope and the rest I split between groceries and drinks. $12.50 from Quick-Star was from Dine Out. It was some food for my son after his out-of-town football game last weekend. $6.54 was drinks from Quick-Star. I think I went and grabbed a couple drinks before or to take along to a gender reveal party that I had over the weekend. $14.17 groceries. I'm pretty sure it was ice cream and I don't know what else from Fairway, but that went under groceries. $17.29 was underwear. It came out of the clothes, which is not one of the weekly ones here, but out of the sinking fund envelope. Same thing with this. My husband got a massage, which with tip was $96, and it came from the self-care envelope. He has been saying for a long time that he wants to get a massage, and he just doesn't take steps to do that. And if you go to actually book an appointment, they're months out at the local place where we've both gone in the past. But every once in a while, they'll post cancellation appointments. Not super often, but every once in a while. And so one popped up that was for 3:30, 2 days later, and he gets off work at 3:30, and so I snatched it up for him. But then I remembered why we don't do that very often, because it's $96 with tip. And when I have a really good friend who has a massage license, she lives a couple hours away, but when she comes back to her hometown area, she'll set up her table and a family Airbnb thing, and she'll throw a bunch of people in a row just for some extra cash because she's a stay-at-home mom where she lives. And currently she charges $60. So that reminds me of how fortunate I am when I'm able to do that, because yikes. Okay, so then we had groceries. Today's Thursday. We had groceries. I don't know, was it Monday he went to get groceries? And I wrote on the grocery list, we have $120 some left in groceries because of little bit here, right? It wasn't just a weekly grocery trip. So we spent $160.43. So I had to piece that together between groceries, what was left in Dine Out, what was left in drinks, and I had change left in a couple envelopes, plus $7 after I applied every penny here in this binder. I'm still taking $7 from tomorrow's paycheck to cover the rest of that. So I'm not very impressed, but sometimes life just is that way. So there's drinks here in a couple spots. Okay, so the part of the Walmart purchase was $34.69, and then the Quick-Star drinks was $6.54, which left me 8 cents. So I applied the 8 cents that I had left from drinks to this extra bill there. So that was annoying. With Dine Out, I guess the only thing that we had here was the $12.50. So we had been down to $32.06. $12.50 brought us back to $19.58, and I applied that $19.58 to this grocery bill as well to bring us down to zero in that category. Car wash. I had taken $20 out in cash to pay for the tickets to get into the football game that we needed to go to because my girls were cheering at the pregame show. So that left us with $10 there, and then I put the remaining $10 on this bill here. You noticing a theme? Anyone? Okay. So I think all of my spending stuff was in here last time, brought us down to 15 cents. I applied that last 15 cents to this grocery bill. Okay, so this is work meals. I had $20 in there, and that work meals was actually saved for today. And my supervisor is sick, so we did our team meeting virtual, which means I actually still have that $20, and I just put it in rollover. I called it rollover, and then I'm going to put it on the Wells Fargo debt with my payment tomorrow when we get paid. So it's rollover, but it's going to debt. Okay, so came in here right after the so when we ended, we were at 100 and my fat fingers. We were at 100 and nope, that's a lie. We were here at 168.09. Then with when I split up this Walmart bill, $30 of that was groceries. I'm trying to remember what all we got there. I know that I had drinks. I know that I got some drinks. I'm trying to remember what we got that was groceries, but I don't remember. $30.30, which left us with $137.79. And then this $14.17 here left us with $123.62, which I texted my husband. We have about $120 left in groceries, and I spent that all and still owed like $40. So that's just how it is, but that is how all of our categories in here went. My kids' allowance just gets put in their envelopes in cash, so I do no tracking with that. And then my husband's spending also, I do no tracking of that. But so that's what it looks like. We had to piece some things together, but we made it work. And I could have taken, once I realized that we weren't going out to eat today, I could have covered this $7 overage with this $20, but it doesn't really matter if I covered it with this. That $7 from my budget was just going to go to debt, where I already have it set up that $7 from my budget is going to this, and then this 20 is going to debt. So it really doesn't matter which I covered it with, because it was going to end up, $7 was going to go to cover the groceries, and the rest of it was going to go on the Wells Fargo card, regardless of which went where, if that makes sense. But yeah, so if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. Hit the like button on the way out, and please subscribe if you haven't already. It's free to hit the subscribe button and support another channel. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.